Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm ForClassic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have in here, it is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, a game developed by Treyarch, and it is using the EW engine, I believe, which is the Infinity Ward engine. So for the graphical settings, I will be using the I settings. I'm a little bit overboard with the VRAM, and if you choose textures on Ultra, it just goes fully overboard. So pretty much what I'm using in here, it is just the the I settings. It's not ultra, alright, but it looks pretty good, honestly. And I'm not using order independence in transparency, since it's something that it is quite demanding. As you can see, order independence transparency, it is off, and I don't think we will be missing this on the multiplayer. So as you know me, I always test a game with different settings, so I decided to also test the game with competitive settings, where I did use the game with the high textures and ultra anti-aliasing, but all the rest of the stuff, it was kept to the minimum possible. Alright, and honestly, it looked really good. Really good, awesome, really. If you intend to play the game on the minimum settings, your experience will be none of the less great. Alright, as well as you keep a high anti-aliasing on ultra, and as well as you keep the textures at the same spots as your VRAM, your experience will be great. So looking to the requirements, they do recommend an i7 from the 4000 generation or AMD equivalent, 16 gigs of RAM, or a GTX 970 or a GTX 1660 Super. So we are below, in my opinion, of the recommended, but still the experience was great. So if you are going to stick around with 1080p, your experience will be overall above 60 frames per second with averages of 76. And if you go with the competitive settings, where I kept the textures on high and anti-aliasing on ultra and all the rest on the minimum, the experience was overall above 70 frames per second with an average close to 100. 1440p competitive, well, it was above 50 frames per second, but the average was around 55. So in my point of view, if I would be playing these, I would probably be using the same settings as Call of Duty Warzone. This mostly because I prefer to have high frame rate than graphics fidelity, but if the graphics fidelity gets really bad, I start to raise the settings until I feel that they are good enough. But the same thing happens with Call of Duty Warzone, so if you kept the textures on high and anti-aliasing on ultra and kept all the rest of the minimum, the game still looks pretty decent, and the same thing applies to this Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So despite I'm recording in here with high settings, possibly if I would be playing this game, I would simply put every stuff on minimum and kept the things that I did told you to kept on high or ultra. Alright, so that's it. But well, let's talk now a little bit more about the game. So yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, it featured a ton of new modes. So one of these, it is this new mode, which you need to detonate or put uranium. I think it is uranium. I can't clearly remember on those bombs over there, those dirty bombs. And that's pretty much the objective. So you just need to go and drop that or make it explode. There are multiple bombs on the map, and the map, it is quite big. And there are a lot of resembles from Warzone, because you still you are still deployed by an helicopter, and you can spawn within your squad immediately. So that's the nice thing. So it's action. Always keep on going. You just don't die and you go to Gulag, or you just need to start a new game. No, it is always going on. Alright, you are always redeploying, trying to achieve the objective of dropping the most uranium as possible into the bombs or just exploding. And every time it explodes, there is a massive radiation spread, which you need to avoid. But basically, this is one of the new game modes. It is quite interesting. I think it resembles Warzone because the way you get deployed and the way you fall to the floor, and you can be kind of lift up in the same way as Warzone. You also have the self revives, which is quite interesting, and you have the some deploy sentries, and yeah, there are some resembles for me. The armors are very equal to the Warzone, And the map, it is big. Not as big as Warzone though, but still, yeah, there is some sort of an hybrid Warzone. Alright, and this is quite interesting in my opinion. There is also other more regular game modes like Team Deathmatch, for example, which I didn't covered on this video. There is some sort of domination game, which I will show you right away. And yeah, that's about it. I do enjoy the maps though. I don't really enjoy this fire base game mode because it is way too big, and I do prefer the Warzone for this. But on the other Team Deathmatch matches and dominations, I really think it is awesome nonetheless. The maps looks good. So this is another map which I'm showing you in here, and the objective, it is just conquest pretty much. It is domination, I guess. So you just need to keep your spawns conquered by your team, and the first gets the limits of the points, it will win. So this is nothing new. It was existent on other Call of Duties, but yeah, it's the return of those game modes that people do care about these paid Call of Duties. Alright, so yeah, I think that's all that I want to talk about the game. As you know, the performance is overall above 60 frames per second with the high settings. If you use competitive settings, you will get an experience overall above 70 with averages around 90 to 100. If you go to 1440p, I do recommend competitive settings, but you can expect your frame rate to be something between the 50 to 60, or at the best case scenario 70, and the game looks really good. But honestly, more curious than the multiplayer for this game, I'm more curious about the single player. The only bad side about it is that I'm not really so sure if I will be covering that video. It will depend if the developer provide me a key, or if some friend of mine will buy the game or not, because I won't be buying this game. Not because it is bad, but I need to prioritize my money to other very special games that we will have on the channel, including Watch Dogs Legion, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and you know the drill, of course, Cyberpunk. Alright, guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Call of Duty Cold War. Hope you can enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Losing Bravo. Securing E. Losing Echo. Securing Charlie. Enemy took Echo.
Echo, get some artillery inbound on my goal line.
Enemy RCXD detected. Charlie locked down. Losing B. Losing A. Artillery targeting detected. Net call. Incoming artillery. Losing C. Enemy took Alpha.
Spy plane standing by.
Artillery.
Spy plane units are established. Danger zone.
Hostile artillery. Charlie. Multiple enemy spy plane contacts. Alpha locked down. Losing Bravo. Losing Charlie. Enemy has B. Hardpoint identified. Hostile artillery targeting active. Net call. Incoming artillery. Hardpoint is secure. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Hardpoint lost. Hostile attack helicopter inbound. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. We've lost the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
Sentry charged up.
Moving ahead.
System has been destroyed.
Contesting hardpoint. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint is secure.
Mine placed. Incoming frag grenade.
Victory's close. Take the CIA. Artillery target
Hostiles destroyed your training system.
enemy on patrol inbound. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
frag grenade.
ShadowPlay commencing surveillance operation.
Hardpoint locked down. Contesting hardpoint.
Flight time 50% on my mark.
Contesting hardpoint. We've lost the hardpoint. Hostile attack helicopter inbound. Hardpoint is secure. Contesting hardpoint. Hardpoint lost.
Sentry turret established.
Hardpoint located. FCC is running down. Hostile artillery targeting active. Hardpoint is secure. Artillery inbound. We've lost the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint lost. Hostile spy plane established overhead. You made that look easy. Bravo Zulu.